Paul, isn't it totally ridiculous to release an Easter special where you literally turn chocolate Easter eggs into frozen orbs of doom that you then proceed to launch at your targets at immense speeds? 2 weeks after Easter is over? Yeah? Let's go, people. Building a slingshot in 3, 2, 1, go. Ever since I rediscovered this little box I once filled with slingshot supplies, I had the thought of building a cool little, or big, shooter for the channel. When I noticed that the green Easter eggs not being eaten in our household due to the disgusting filling, I tried finding an alternative way of using them. The first step, as always, is drawing out your design. I always really like looking at something being sketched out in fast forward, so enjoy. I can take this time to ask you guys if you have any suggestions, be it music choice, things to build, anything, you should just leave them in the comments. Hey, this is my new workshop. I'm actually super excited. The new workbench is amazing and the lighting is way better. Once I get some more funding or I save up some more money, I might invest in more lighting or a better camera. Here you can see me picking out wood to use. For the base structure of the thing, I will be using 12mm thick multiplex. The main feature of this material is that the different layers of bonded wood all have their grains running in opposite directions, making the board material super unlikely to crack or split. This is especially crucial when making a slingshot, to ensure your safety pulling the pouch back. You don't want a piece of the fork breaking off and hitting you in the eye as you aim. For the handle parts I used some dark oak wood because I think it looks really pretty. After having cut out my initial design and having traced it on the multiplex, I proceeded to cut out along the freshly drawn line with the jigsaw, leaving a millimeter or two for error so I could use a file and fix all the imperfections the jigsaw blade left on it on the piece. Having the piece sturdily secured in the vise, I took my file and filed down the wood until the edge met up with the drawn outline. For the handle part, I had to trace out the shape of the handle onto the piece of oak that I was planning to use. Using a small saw, I cut out the shape for the handles and only later realized I could just cut the freshly fabricated piece in half lengthwise and have both skills done, also making sure I didn't have to file as much material away. As you can see, the two skills perfectly fit the mainframe. I lined up the two handle pieces so the edges aligned. I secured the entire piece in my vise and drilled a hole through, in which I could later insert a dowel to hold the parts together. After having test fitted the dowel, I couldn't find my bloody wood glue. Using this way overkill German construction glue, I secured the parts together. If there's anything I hate, it's polyurethane glues. They work the same way as the isolation foam. They bubble up and they basically stain everything black, except your hands. Almost impossible to remove, and they make such a mess. The positive part is that this handle part can now support over 400 kilograms of weight without coming off. I took the piece outside because the sun was out and started cutting off the glue remnants that bubbled through the cracks. Once the big chunks were cut off, I took a file to it, removing any glue still visible, also filing on the sides so the edges were flush. Once I was happy with the result, I moved on to using a bigger file to shape the handle, round off some edges, and generally holding the slingshot in my hand and removing any edges that were digging into the fleshy parts of my hand to make the thing as comfortable as possible. I sanded down the handle parts where it was too thick to make sure the grip felt comfy in my hand. Optimal comfort while nailing your victims in the back of the head with frozen Easter eggs is very important. After a really intense sanding job, the piece looked nice and smooth. To wring out the grain, I used boiled linseed oil. This wondrous finishing touch crystallizes the wood, making it even tougher and making it hold its shine more. The boiled linseed oil improves the contrast between the different shades of the wood, which makes the actual finished project look amazing. As you can definitely tell, slingshots used to be my hobby. I learned the interesting physics of them and the effect that they can have while being properly used on the Slingshot channel. Jörg is an amazing dude that's super good at building as well as presenting. A funny, super buff German dude with a maniacal laugh destroying stuff. What else is there to want? I made loads of slingshots during my younger years, and I found some while looking for supplies to build this one. To make the band set, I used Theravant Black. It's one of the strongest exercise bands out there, and I just cut it into strips approximately 3 centimeters wide, and I used 2 or 3 layers of bands per side. The pouch I made out of leather, I cut into a little strip, cut 2 holes in it for the bands to attach to, and 1 in the middle for the ammo to lay in. This helps the ammo fly straight out when leaving the pouch. Hit that jive jack, put it in pocket till I get back. Going downtown, see a man, and I ain't got time. Shake your head. Hit that jive jack, put it in pocket till I get back. Time and time waits for no man, and I ain't got time. Shake your head. Hit that jive jack, put it in pocket till I get back. Going downtown, see a man, and I ain't got time. I put the bands through the holes, folded them over themselves and wrapped a thin strip of the elastic band around until I barely had enough for 1 more winding. After the last winding, I put the loose end through said winding to keep it from unraveling, and the pouch is connected to the band. Now only for the other side. The bands connect to the fork the same way. I lay the bands over top, I wrap a thin strip of rubber around it until it's secured in place, and I weave the loose end through the last winding. Done! Now this is basically your entire slingshot done. I just love the way the slingshot looks in the sunlight due to the boiled linseed oil. I think it looks really pretty. As you can see, the target practice that I got from the years and years of building these things has helped me get quite accurate. I hit my target most of the times. The thing shoots really fast, and with heavier ammo it's really quite powerful. Here you can see that the hole I cut in the pouch is too big for the usual ammo I shoot, small steel bolts. This isn't a designing error, but I created this thing with the intention of launching chocolate Easter eggs. These chocolate treats already pack quite the punch, but once frozen, I'm almost afraid of what they can do. Here's some more target practice. You can clearly see my aim still not being that rusty. And I hit the 3 2x4s consecutively, not missing a single shot. The impact these things have is huge. Just look at the dents this ammo left in the wood upon hitting it. To demonstrate the impact one more time, I took a frozen Easter egg and I shot it at this milk jug. It went straight through the side of it and it got slowed down by the water and finally sank to the bottom. Well, that was it for this video, guys. Don't forget to spread it around if you think that my hard work is worth some more attention. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and you can instantly subscribe to my YouTube channel while you're here as well. All my social media links will be in the description down below, so just check that out if you want to. Furthermore, once again, I thank you for watching this video. Leave any questions, suggestions, or anything else you have to say to me in the comments. I will read every single comment that I get. And don't forget to like and subscribe, of course, if you want to see more of my videos. Stay tuned for the next video, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.